Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Stanley with Standley Handcrafted, and today we're going to be talking about burn times from candles and how to get a full burn time from your candle to put on the label. And what I mean by that is every single candle, when you look at it, most of them, or it should be almost every single one of them, will usually say the burn time of a candle. Whether it's 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, a lot of people will come in looking at that and make their purchases based off how long it burns. There are a lot of different ways to go about doing this. There's a lot of ratios out there. I forget what they are. I'll try to put them up here if I can remember to search it after I'm done with the video. They say for however many inches you should get so many per hour. So I don't know what it is, but it could be something like 1 inch equals 10 to 15 hours. So if you go through the whole candle, depending on if it's wicked properly, you'd get 35 hours out of a candle. Now, of course, that's not always going to be correct, and the ratios are kind of all over the place. I was going to go over the best way to do this with your candles so that you can put proper burn time on there, and you definitely want to put the most burn time possible from your candles. So whether you're doing small tins like this or jar candles or basically any candle, this is going to come down to the exact same way for every single candle. Now, obviously, you can let the candle burn if you just light this and let it go all the way down. That's going to be the absolute minimum or the worst burn time, because it's just going to go completely through it. So if you wanted to get that, you would basically light it and let it go until it goes out. And for a jar like this, we're just gonna go ahead and call it probably like 10 to 15 hours. It would burn through it incredibly fast. Now, if you wanted to get a full burn time out of this one, what you would wanna do, and the best way to get the largest amount of burn time out of your candle, is to light it, make sure everything is cut down, the wick is down where it's supposed to be. It's not gonna start off too big, it's not gonna start off too small. You're gonna cut it to 1/4 inch and then you're gonna light it. And basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through the entire candle, proper burn time every single time. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna light it, you're gonna let it get to full melt pool, which for a candle like this is right around 2.5 hours to 2 hours, 45 minutes, possibly close to 3 hours. So like, let's call it 2 hours, 45 minutes. So you're gonna let this burn. As soon as it gets to full melt pool, you're gonna blow it out. Let it harden back up, and then you're gonna repeat that all the way through the process. So basically what you're gonna have is a candle that burns at 100% proper burn time through the whole thing. So you're gonna go 2.5, we'll call it 2 hours, 45 minutes, blow it out. You're gonna start it again, maybe the next day, 2 hours, 45 minutes, blow it out. So it gets the proper, because you don't want to stop it too soon because you'll end up tunneling, and that can be a problem also. If you stop it a little bit short of the melt pool, you're gonna be fine, because if you're properly wicked, any wax that sticks up to the sides, so let's call full melt pool 2 hours and 45 minutes, and if you stop it at 2 hours, 30 minutes, you might have a little bit of residue around the jar. It's gonna be fine if you're properly wicked, because as it gets further down, the wick is gonna melt that wax around and actually could bump up your burn time, your overall burn time, by a little bit more. So that's not gonna be horrible. But if you stop this at like 1.5 hours to 2 hours, you could tunnel through the whole thing and you're gonna mess up your burn time also. So basically you're gonna take this to full melt pool. And the reason I say as soon as it hits full melt pool and nothing over, because anything over the full melt pool, you're just gonna be burning it a little bit quicker and you'll take down your overall burn time. It may be only a few minutes, but it could be a half an hour. So if you wanna be able to put the full burn time on the candle, you're gonna let it burn, full melt pool, blow it out, and then rinse and repeat through the entire candle. And by the time you get down to the end, which is gonna take you forever to do that, you'll have a full burn time. And you can put, a lot of people do it different ways, but a lot of people just put full burn time, let's call it 45 hours. A lot of people will do anywhere, they'll put burn time 20 to 40 hours. And the reason they do that is because the likelihood of you getting a customer that's gonna properly burn this all the way through is probably non-existent. Most people are gonna let these burn for 3, 4, 5 hours. So that's why it's a good idea. So if anybody does come to you and say they didn't get 50 hours out of it, or you can actually put it on your label or your warning label on the bottom, properly burned 50 hours or 45 hours so that people know. So that's pretty much it on this one. We had a few people talking about this one in the group the other day, and it was a really good discussion going back and forth about how to get the best burn time out of that, because that's only gonna help you down the road when you put your candles at a market or on the store shelves. Having a really good burn time, obviously properly wicked and everything in there, and then of course properly burning them, you're gonna have a real nice long-lasting candle for people to pick up. And if I missed anything in that, please let me know in the comments down below. I try to go through and answer every single one of them. We might, I'm thinking about doing a video about this one so that I can show, because I don't know that I've actually burned one of the jelly candles or the jelly jar candles all the way through like I'm talking about. I've done it for like 3.5 hours at a time, and I get a pretty good burn time out of it, but I know I can bump that up by at least 5 hours, if not more than 10. So I think we might do another video to where I go through and try to do that one. That was just gonna take a long time to do because I'm gonna have to sit there and watch it for 2.5 hours every single time and blow it out. So like I said, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. If you have anything to add to this, please let me know in the comments down below, and we can cover it in the group or a future video. And of course, you can follow me on all the social media accounts down below, Instagram, Facebook. I've got the website, the email address, so if you want to get in touch with me for anything, please do. And of course, the DIY Facebook group, which just hit over 15,000 members and is growing like crazy, is another great spot to get a lot of questions answered, inspiration, anything you want to get. It's a very good group of people. And also, the first workshop that we're putting together is coming up in a little bit less than 2 months now. Atlanta, September 14th, the Saturday the 14th. We've got about half the class full. As it comes down towards the last month, I think it's gonna fill up a lot quicker. Very excited for these. I think they're gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna leave the link for the innovativemaker.com down below so that if anybody is interested in the Atlanta area or in any other cities, we have a full schedule for next year also, which includes Chicago this year, and then next year we've got LA, Dallas, Tampa, Seattle, Columbus, and New York. I had to think about those for a second. So if you're close to any of those cities, please jump on, take a look at them. They're gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of hands-on experience with a bunch of waxes. So if you've ever wanted to really dive deep into the candle making business, this is definitely the workshop to check out. And again, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.